This week, I received not just one, not just two, but three mail solicitations from Doctors Without Borders, to which I have given a fair amount over the years. And this is despite my notifying one of their fundraising officers several weeks ago to please remove me from their mailing list. And I explained that I'm Jewish and I am upset over the position they've taken toward Israel, vilifying Israel, and falsely reporting that there is or was no evidence of Hamas being embedded in hospitals and schools, as has been widely documented. So they continue to send me these things. And as a consequence, I thought this would be a good moment to do a video on this and let people know that this is happening. So many people want Jewish money, but at the same time, they want to attack Jews and hate Jews. And so I'm sure there are a lot of Jews who contribute to Doctors Without Borders without realizing what it is that they're doing. So here on the screen is an article about this, and I'd been aware of this, but I wanted to research it some more and provide information to be able to share with everybody. And so this is by an organization called NGO, non-governmental organization, Monitor, which, as the name suggests, is an organization that is supported by and followed by different private organizations, and I believe possibly some governments. You can go to their website, ngo-monitor.org, to learn for yourself, which I encourage you to do. So you'll note the headline of this piece that they wrote is Doctors Without Borders, MSF. MSF stands for Médecins Sans Frontières. It's a French organization, I believe, or has roots in France. Doctors Without Borders, MSF, systematically ignoring Israeli victims and Hamas terror. And I've highlighted here some of the key passages, which I'm going to read, starting with Doctors Without Borders is a very powerful NGO with an annual budget of over 2 billion euros. It describes itself as an, quote, international independent medical humanitarian organization, end quote, and claims that it, quote, observes neutrality and impartiality in the name of universal medical ethics, end quote. And then further down, they go on to explain in the article, MSF has repeatedly demonized Israel, ignored Israeli victims, and erased Hamas's massive war crimes and responsibility for turning Gaza into a massive underground terror base. MSF also repeatedly denied that Hamas was present in Gaza hospitals, claiming that, and they quote from Doctors Without Borders, we have seen no evidence that the hospital buildings or the compounds are being used by Hamas as a military base, end quote. Instead, the NGO alleged that Israel was, and again they quote from Doctors Without Borders, attacking healthcare, end quote. NGO Monitor goes on and says, based on the extensive evidence produced by Israel to Hamas's systematic exploitation of Al-Shifa Hospital and other medical facilities, pardon me, it is impossible that MSF staff and volunteers were unaware of the reality. MSF's silence is a betrayal of medical ethics, the hostages, and Palestinian civilians. Any medical staff involved in covering up these activities could face civil and criminal liability in both domestic and international courts. Further down, they go on to say, NGO Monitor was unable to identify a single utterance from MSF mentioning, let alone condemning Hamas's blatant violations against Israel, Israeli medical facilities, and healthcare workers since October 7th. This includes the murder of medics who were treating victims of the October 7 attacks, including in a medical clinic, and the intentional targeting of Magen David Adom Israeli Red Cross ambulances during the massacre, the murder of doctors during the massacre, and rockets from Gaza striking Barzilai Medical Center in Ashkelon. MSF, Doctors Without Borders, which claims to promote moral principles, has made no reference to hostages illegally held by Hamas in Gaza, nor has it campaigned for them to receive medical treatment. Numerous MSF statements and social media posts reference alleged Israeli attacks on hospitals, ambulances, and other medical facilities. No such evidence was provided, reflecting MSF's consistent lack of credibility. At the same time, MSF made no mention of Israel's providing fuel, medical equipment, and incubators to the hospitals. These are some of the highlights I've read. The full report is 6 pages. The full article is 6 pages. And it goes into more detail, and it's really a very scathing indictment of Doctors Without Borders. I have talked in the past about the Israeli and Jewish commitment to Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. The notion in Jewish philosophy and culture that we all have a duty to try to leave the world a better place and to do what we can. And I've talked about Israel providing humanitarian relief around the world. And so I want to give you an alternative to Doctors Without Borders. There is an organization in Israel called Save a Child's Heart. And you can go to their website. It is, without punctuation, just one word, saveachildsheart.org. And as the name suggests, what the organization does is provide medical care to children with heart conditions. And these are children all around the world, children of every background. And it's a marvelous organization. I've been giving to them for years. And so I would encourage anybody who has been a contributor to Doctors Without Borders, who objects to their mistreatment of Israel, their propaganda, and their lies, I would encourage you to take a look at Save a Child's Heart as an alternative.